and fully utilizes its personnel budget. Departments and divisions have been advised to hire temporary employees through employment agencies for the remainder of 2024, particularly in the areas where there is an urgent need of manpower. Explain why exactly that the amount was required for the amount to be adjusted. The overall amount proposed cut was based on compliance with the requirements of CFT. So this was basically an instruction. Through you, Madam Chair, the questions posed by MP York. The Martin Luther King School, the tender for the tiles in the classrooms is now out. The roof for the classrooms have been handed over. The only thing to speak is paint, windows, and tiles. What is the timeline moving forward, and what do we plan to use the school for between now and next school year? The retiling of the Martin Luther King Jr. School is currently in progress, and it is estimated to be completed in 5 weeks. The repainting will also be undertaken simultaneously with an estimated completion time frame of 3 weeks. If all targets are met, the repairs at MLK School should be completed by the end of November 2024. Cut in school funds, $13.1 million. What are the plans to mitigate the loss of the school materials? The 13.1 million guilders decrease was for capital investment projects in the capital investment budget only and not for goods and services. The reduction for goods and services in the operational budget is equivalent to 1.4 million guilders. There will be a negative impact from the budget cuts, but this was unavoidable given to the changes in government priorities. 10. Drastic cuts in sports budget for local and regional tournaments. Are there any strategies to mitigate this to athletes, the attention they deserve, to give them the attention they deserve? The drastic cuts impact our ability as a ministry to support local and regional tournaments in the way we would like. And for this reason, we are encouraging the private sector to join us in supporting our efforts. As government, we emphasize public-private partnerships in every sense of the word. Through you, Madam Chair, the questions posed by MP Duran. Traffic. Is it possible to explore the option to have a school bus hub system by the Jose Lake Ballpark and the Raul Illich Ballpark be set up to prevent parents from going all the way into the traffic to the St. Peter's area? This could be either funded by government or from the parents themselves for 25 guilders a month. The Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport is in the process of fully implementing several initiatives to enhance the busing service, including plans to introduce a fleet management system in the coming months. We are certainly open to exploring a school bus hub system in collaboration with our colleagues from the ministries of TIAT and Justice once these initiatives have been implemented. Through you, Madam Chair, the questions posed by MP Brugge. For each ministry, what project or services would be affected by each of these cuts? Sport projects affected. Sport awareness campaign, specifically the yearly award ceremony, tournament participation, the national team, or organizational development. The vision for educational innovation. The activity budgets, particularly for innovative projects, were cut. This translates to challenges with posed activities such as collaborative projects with external stakeholders to raise awareness for reading among students, where the division could only contribute in kind rather than financially due to recent budget cuts. Critical staff for key positions have also been impacted. Student Support Services Division. The cuts affect the division's ability to replace staff who cannot be hired through an agency given the specialized nature of the work, and hire key personnel needed to support additional tasks assigned to the division. Consequently, the division can no longer execute programs funded by the trust fund. Additionally, some of the division's preventative programs had to be halted, so staff could focus on direct services for students. The cuts also impacted direct services to clients, students, and parents, as there are insufficient staff members available to meet demand. School safety was compromised as necessary. Training and handling fires in schools and related programs had to be halted. Division study financing. The cuts affected the following areas: the ability to hire staff for critical vacancies, implementation of new study financing legislation, which includes increases in study financing payments, the ability to generate revenue for government coffers through the preparation of documents to establish study depths, division public education, capital investments. From the capital investment budget, 200,000 guilders designated for computer hardware and telecom equipment was cut, delaying the purchase of new hardware for public schools and the implementation of modern telecommunication system. 500,000 guilders for equipment at the SMVTS was cut from the budget, impacting the modernization of the curriculum and refitting the technical classrooms with new equipment, which is crucial for providing students with practical, hands-on experience using modern, up-to-date technology. 300,000 guilders cut from the ICT hardware and software budget will significantly impact public schools by limiting students' access to essential training or learning technology and hindering efforts to upgrade outdated equipment. School materials. The budget cuts for school materials resulted in a reduction of 184,000 guilders, 750. Such a reduction forces public schools to carefully manage their financial obligations. For example, do we reorder English language material costing 110,000 guilders, or delay the purchase of mathematics materials costing 126,000 guilders? Can we still proceed with the general school order, including copybooks, pens, pencils, etc., costing 90,000 guilders, or do we cancel the consumables for the handwriting methods, which would cost 40,000 guilders? These are some of the difficult choices public schools must grapple with. Department of Youth. The cuts affected the ability to hire the following positions: policy worker, financial officer, and administrative worker. The possibility of hiring temporary personnel to support the department. Department of Culture. The hiring of a policy worker and secretary. A reduction in the subsidization in organizations and the awarding of talent grants. The quality of events executed by the Department of Culture. Department of Education. The budget cuts include a reduction in the department's personnel budget for a senior policy officer who left the department in 2024. This is a critical vacancy, and a cut would adversely affect the department's ability to deliver on pending legislation and agreements made with the country packages of 2025. Division inspection. The cuts significantly affect the truancy unit, which consists of 4 FTEs, but currently has only 2 employees, for the same in 2025 if the budget mirrors that of 2024. We have now come to the end of the questions posed and answers provided for the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport. I appreciate the thoughtful inquiries and the engagement of all members present. As always, I remain open and available to provide any necessary clarifications or further details as we continue our important work together. Thank you for your time, attention, and commitment to the betterment of the education system, culture, youth, and sports sectors. Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to the honorable members of Parliament.
Thank you, Minister of ECYS, Minister Lewis, for your responses to questions posed by members of Parliament. And of course, now the floor will be given to members of Parliament, and I invite MP Doran to take the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you to the Minister and the support staff for providing the answers thus far. I just wanted to expound a bit on my question for clarification purposes. In no way I want to hamper or get into the current school busing system that is taking place. I'm talking about stakeholder engagement, whether it be a meeting with private bus owners and parents, a public meeting, so to speak, whereas the option can be explored for parents that opt not to drive all the way into the cul-de-sac basin, but allow a sort of a system to take place at Jose Lake and Rowley Village. So not going into the school busing system. So I know that is very complicated and is very set up how it is, and they're looking for ways and means to improve that. But I'm talking about something totally separate, which can come as a sort of an initiative from government in collaboration with the ECYS and the Ministry of Justice. Is the ministry open to explore such an option? Thank you.
Thank you, MP Doran. Any other member of Parliament wishes to take the floor? That not being the case, we do have one, two. First, we have MP Brug.